but give me you. Nothing else will do. I have what is true. I have Jesus. I have Jesus.
Hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome back to another video for all my new subbies, for all my old subbies here. So we're back at it again with another video. But before we get started, for the people that don't know me, my name is Lexis, Lexis, but you can call me Lexi for short. And on this channel, we talk about everything. I have a pixie cut video that I just posted. I got fitness shorts because I don't really like long fitness videos unless I get on here and really tell y'all my fitness journey, which will be coming up soon. I'm gonna be doing more hair videos because this, I got it off the TikTok shop. They got me. They got me. But yeah, we talk about everything on this channel, but we most definitely talk about God, because without God there is nothing, and God is my Lord and Savior, and I scream it loud and proud. But y'all know I hate a long intro, so for the people that not me acting like I got amnesia, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you never miss a video. And let's just get right into the video. So y'all know I gotta start off with a story time, right? Okay, so when growing up, like, I had my brother, right, and we was like a year and a half apart, and we used to move a lot, and I used to be like real messy. Like my room was always a mess. To me, it was an organized mess, because if you tell me to go get something, I can go find it. You feel me? But like, my room was always a mess. My mama couldn't stand that, and I used to get a whooping for it, and I used to get on punishment and all type of stuff. So we used to move like every year, right? I don't know why we just couldn't keep the lease. I don't know, but we just used to move every single year. And I remember one year we moved, and my mama had two TV. I had like a huge TV, not no flat screen, like them old rinky-dink, like the big back TVs, big back. You feel me? And then we had her TV inside her room, and then it was a regular TV. And at this point, like, me and my brother got our own room. So my mom was like, because your room always dirty, Aaron finna get it and you not finna get it. I was like, oh, okay. Like, so I had the old rinky-dink TV that you had to do like the knob to turn up the volume. Not me being ashy. Don't look at that. Yeah, so the knob to turn up the volume, and then like, or like to change the channel. I just remember it being like dark brown. Yeah, and it sat on the floor. Just like where my bed sat, right? So I ain't even mad at it, like, because at the end of the day, I was content. But I was like, dang, like, he get the cable, so I like, after school I would go in his room anyways, and I'll go watch BT 106 and Park over there, and then I would go ahead and go in my room to like watch whatever. So that means like I had my 33, I had like My Wife and Kids, I had Kings of Queens, and I had Lifetime, and like Malcolm in the Middle. I had The Simpsons. Like, this is stuff I used to watch, you feel me? But Lifetime used to be like, that was my life at that time. Like, they had all the best movies, and to this day they still do. So I ended up falling in love with this movie called A Walk to Remember. For the people that know, you know. If you don't, you don't. You feel me? It's with Shane West and Mandy Moore. And this was my favorite love movie, and it is to this day. And I know some of y'all like, girl, you black. I don't care. Like, I was one of those people that was just like, I didn't look at like color. Like, if I like the storyline and the plot, like, and the characters, and they was all pretty or cute, I just loved it. I don't care. So that was my thing. And in the movie, it's so crazy because back then I was like attracted to everything godly without even realizing it, because I used to love that movie. I fell in love with a church girl with Ja Rule and Adrian Bailon. Now, as an adult, I would have to say that was horrible acting. That movie has some horrible and I know Adrian Bailon, her name is Bubbles to me, okay? Bubbles from Cheetah Girls, okay? And she was on That's So Raven. I forget her name so bad. I remember when Raven put the gum in her head. I know she could act, but that whole movie right there, I have no idea what they was doing. But the plot and the whole storyline, I don't know. I just love like the church girl, like turning the bad boy good. Like, I don't know. I guess that's just me. You feel me? Like, I like him a little thuggy. I'm like, not that I want to fix you. It's just like, I feel like they need love too. I love you. So I don't know. I just always felt like, dang, I don't know. I just love this movie. So this movie honestly had no sex scenes. It had barely any kissing scenes. Like, it was just so pure, right? And I was gonna say, like, I don't want to do no spoilers, but it came out in 2001. If you ain't watch it by then, I'm sorry, you're just late. Like, I can't spoil the movie for you at this point. If you ain't watch it, you probably ain't never gonna watch it, or you're gonna watch it because of me. But I feel like it's not a movie that you can really, like, spoil. You feel, you just gotta watch it for yourself. Just vibe. See where I'm going with this, right? Because I swear this all ties together. So in the movie, she has, well, he likes this, well, he doesn't like this girl. He's a bad guy, like he's a bad boy type thing, right? But he has a good heart because he's loyal. And she's this church girl, and she's like, she doesn't really care about what people think. You feel me? She does not care about what people think. She's just, this is who I am. Like, you either accept it or not. But like, this is like the epitome of like someone showing like, I don't gotta tell you who I am. My fruits will show who I am. Like, that was like the epitome of that without even realizing it. Like, you have the fruits of the spirit. Y'all know how I feel about it. Have the fruits of the spirit, I guarantee people they either gonna rock with you or they don't, or they gonna turn and rock with you later, right? Because all them same people that was at the wedding. So, you know, they were bothering the girl for no reason. The girl had a little sweater on, you know, she ain't had much swag, but she didn't care because school wasn't a fashion show. She came over there to learn. So basically, like, he gets community service, he ends up meeting her or whatever the case may be. And this is what I like, even though she was like sweet and stuff, she stood on business because she cursed him out without even cursing him out. Like, I remember he came to the door one time because like he was trying to be secret friends. Like, he dissed her in front of his friends, and she was like, okay, bet, like, I peeped that. And he came to the house and he was acting like he wanted to like run lines with her because they was in this play. And she was like, oh, so you just want to be like secret friends, like so nobody knows? And he's like, yeah, like thinking he getting over on her. She was like, oh yeah. He's like, it's like you reading my mind. And she was like, well, then read mine. And then she walks in the house and slams the door. And then he like knocks on the door again, and she comes back out, and she was like, you know what, Landon? Like, I really thought I saw something in you, like something good in you, but I was wrong. And then she slams the door. Like, that hit home differently. You feel me? Like, she ain't cuss you out. She ain't do none of that. She was just like, I thought like you was good, but you showed me different. Yeah, I'm sorry, but like, you don't gotta curse somebody out to really for it to hit home. You feel me? So then she went about her business because she stood in her worth at the end of the day. Like, I'm a church girl, but I'm gonna stand in my worth. I don't gotta come at you no type of way. I ain't gotta change who I am, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna stand on business. Next time he came back correct. He came back correct. She didn't give up no cootie cat. She was in her, like, literally, she's epitome, like, yeah, she stayed. He did everything he could for her. And then she brought him to God. She brought him to God. She brought him to his purpose. You feel me? So while they dating or whatever the case may be, I'm telling y'all the whole movie. Because this all ties together, y'all. Please just hear me out. So while they dating, she has leukemia, and there's a scene in the movie where she's like, what's it called again? Oh, they're at the little lake, and she's just like, how can you just not believe that there's a God? You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, and mind you, this is like after he finds out that she has leukemia, right? She's like, I don't need no reason to be mad with God, like. So the fact that the strength is, she's like, yeah, I have this disease, but you're more mad than me. Like, I've accepted it, and that's just what it is, right? So she's at the lake, and she's like, oh my God, you know, like, she said, I feel beauty, I feel love. I could tell you the whole script, right? So then he was just like, but it's too much suffering in this way. Like, he don't believe it because it's too much suffering. And she was like, well, without suffering, there would be no compassion. And I was like, oh, like, as a child, it went over my head, right? But as an adult, I was like, dang. Like, without suffering, it really would be no compassion. And this is where we get into today's topic, right? So, and she dies and stuff like that, and, you know, whatever. And it's kind of like, I was, what made me even think about it, to like have a conversation about it, I was driving home talking to myself, because y'all know that's what I do. That's what I do. Don't call the people on me. And I was thinking about that scene, and I was just thinking about like life in general. And I was just like, when you take it, like, oh, because somebody was trying to give like me advice, right? And I was like, dang, it's really hard to take advice from someone that you know for a fact has not been what you've been through. Like, I'm sorry, but the conversation is null and void. Like, I appreciate where you're coming from. I appreciate that you're trying to sympathize and empathize with me. But like, what you're saying to me, I'm throwing it over there. Because you haven't experienced what I've experienced. Like, example, let's talk about somebody that has been on drugs, right? Somebody has been on drugs and has been on drugs, been through the addiction, has gone to jail, come back, hurt their family, all type of stuff, and then like overcome it and is like a good person now, right? And let's say, like, because I gotta get y'all in my brain how I be seeing it in my brain. Let's say you walk in a doctor's office, right? And you see a woman that's all put together, like she looks the bomb.com. You feel me? Like she look good. And you like, hey, like she's just this beauty, she's so confident, like how she like holds the attention in the room, you feel me? She looks so put together, and you like, oh my God, like I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Not in an envious, not in like, oh, I don't love myself, but it's like, you feel me? And then that same person is like probably struggling from like drug addictions or whatever the case may be. It is like, is a recovering alcoholic or a recovering crackhead, whatever the case may be, right? And they probably got the shakes. You feel me? They had the doctor said it with the shakes. And that woman comes sit by them, right? First again, she's like, I know what you're going through. Like, you'll be all right. Like, you'll get through it, and start giving them advice. To them, they like, girl, bye. Like, there's no way you can understand what I'm saying. Like, what you're saying right now is like, they really want to shut up. Like, shut up. Like I get the idea of it. Like, oh yeah, I appreciate it. But like, please just shut up, because you don't know what I'm going through, right? But if she was to tell you, I've been where you've been. I was a crackhead for like 6 years. You feel me? I've been through this. I went through this drug addiction. I lost my kids. I lost that. And she starts telling you her testimony. She starts telling you everything that she has been through. You're more inclined to listen to her advice. Like, now her advice is gone at a high value, because not only do you see who she is now, you're hearing everything she's already went through, and then now she's like, oh, you shaking because them look like you've been without whatever you've been using for 3 days, right? Oh, on my 3rd day, I started to get this type of effect, and you like, oh my God, yes. Like, when somebody don't really went through what you went through, because you be like, oh my God, bro, certain things you can't explain, you got to have experience, right? So then she's like, well, just do this and do that, and here's this and here's that, and here's a card to go here, and like, this is a facility. What she says now has value, because you've seen, okay, she's been through this and she's gotten through this, rather than someone that ain't never been what you've been through and is trying to tell you that, that same person, if she would have never told her testimony, that same information would have been null and void, because you don't feel like that person relates to you. You understand what I'm saying? But once she related to that person, automatically she's like that other person is more inclined to take their advice. And this is why I say, like, God allows other people to suffer, so other people have people to relate to, in order for you to get through certain things. Because if you were the only one going through what you're going through, it is very, very difficult, and it seems like a very, very lonely life, because nobody would ever really feel the way you feel. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's over 1 billion people in the world. It's over 1 billion people in the world. And God is just like, suffering is something that y'all created on yourselves, right? Like, let's be for real. Because we weren't meant to have suffering. We were supposed to be in the Garden of Eden, living blissfully, eating oranges and apples and grapes, and being friends with the animals, and whatever he decided he wanted to do with us in the Garden of Eden. But because we ate the apple, right? We opened that door up for sin, and sin opened the door up for evil, for hurt, for lust, for all these things that then created suffering. That's not what God originally intended for us. But because we opened the door for it ourselves, we got to deal with it. And God understands that people are flawed. And because we deal with sin every day, certain sufferings is going to be off of the things that you go through personally, which we're going to get to later, which is your fault. And then the sufferings that inevitably happen just because of circumstances, right? So you can't, help the family that you were, raised into. You can't help if you were molested or you were raped or anything like that. Like, those things happen to you, unfortunately, due to circumstances and for a reason, right? Because of the reasons is the person that did it to you is suffering from their own sins, and it doesn't make it right, but that's just what it is. They're suffering from demonic spirits and all these other stuff that you ended up paying the consequence for. And then also God will then use that, right? Necessarily he didn't want, it's not that he didn't want it or wanted it to happen, but he probably knew it was gonna happen because I mean, he's God, he knows everything. That he's like, all right, but I'm later on, like when you're 18, after you've gone through this and you know, you've gotten stronger and you've, what's the word? You've overcome this. I'm gonna have you meet somebody that is 16 and you're gonna meet this person somewhere like at IHOP or whatever, and they're going to be going through something and they're going to open up to you, and guess what, they're going to need advice because that's the advice that's going to change their life, and you're going to be the person that's going to change your life because of what you've gone through. You'll be able to speak and relate to them, and they'll take your advice because you've been through it. God is so intentional to me. Like he is so strategic to me. So it's just like, yeah, you are going through something way over yonder, maybe in another country, and then you'll meet somebody in a whole different background, different living circumstances and all this other stuff, and yet somehow y'all will relate to each other because of the things that y'all experienced. Like I don't care, like if the people you follow, the people that you like watch, and you even on YouTube or whatever, it's because you follow somebody because you relate to them, or you like them, or you like, oh yeah, I'm kind of like that. Oh yeah, she get me. You feel me? Like, oh, my personality like that. I feel like I would be friends with her and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes people relatable. That's what makes people like. That's what makes us human. You know what I'm saying? Being able to relate to people. So without compassion in this world, like the world would just be a disgusting place. You understand what I'm saying? But in order to have compassion, it has to be suffering with it. In order for it to have suffering, there's compassion because there's a balance to everything. Day and night. You feel me? It's literally the opposite. There has to be an opposite for something to exist. In order to be healthy, you have to have something unhealthy to compare it to, right? Okay. So then, so we have the sufferings of like what life brings on to us and things like that. God does not want us to be alone. God wants, and unfortunately, it sucks, but God won't put you through anything that he doesn't think that you're going to get through, because before the devil can attack you, he has to go through God. Like, you understand? Like, the devil need permission. The devil can't do nothing without God saying, yeah, do that. And every single time God says, yeah, do that, it's a test. Let's think about it like that. Like, Job was tested to the max, right? He was, I couldn't have been Job. I couldn't have been Job. God, you got to be kidding me, right? So, but we all want to think that we could have handled it the way Job did, but let's be for real. And at the end of the day, it's just like God, the devil. Okay, I'm sorry, but the devil is just like, I can tempt this person. All right, bet. So when you are being tempted, just know it's a test, right? Okay. But then we have like the sufferings that we put on ourselves that we don't really like to talk about, like because we be like, oh my God, I'm such a good person. Why am I always going through this? Why am I going? That used to be me. That used to be me, like, bro, like, and then I think about, like, I put myself in a situation. Like, I put myself in a situation. Like, if I would have just made this choice, or I made this choice, because your choices have consequences. And, like, from a logical standpoint, we'd be like, oh, duh, you feel me, whatever. But, like, no, like, you understand the snowball effect that things happen in accordance to. So, let's say you decide, I'm gonna be a little drastic, but like I want you to get the point. You feel me? So let's say you have one test, right? And this test is going to be the, what's the word? The catalyst of everything. You feel me? Because this test is gonna let you know if you got to take this class next year, or you get to pass this. Not even this test, this essay, right? If you if you ace this essay, then you don't gotta take this class next year, right? But if you fail and you somehow bomb this essay, you gonna have to retake this test again, right? Okay, so let's say the day before, your friends is like, oh, we done with school, but you know you got a test tomorrow, right? And you like, oh, let's go out to the club, let's celebrate, da-da-da. And you're like, I want to, but I gotta finish this essay, I ain't finished it, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. You feel me? It is your choice whether or not to go to the club or not go to the club, right? And you like, you know, if you go to the club, you like, oh, I'm gonna wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning right before class, and I'm gonna do da da da. No, and doggone well, if you go out to the club, you're gonna be drunk because of the type of friends you got, and if you come back, you're not gonna have the energy, or you're not gonna hear the alarm that's gonna allow you to wake up to take that test or to finish that essay, right? So then that next morning, it's time for you to go to class, and you have a half-finished essay, and now you have failed that course and you got to take it again next year, right? So now that has pushed you back. That is a choice that you've made, right? So let's continue, right? Let's say within that same year, you had a boyfriend. You had premarital sex, right? This boy, y'all not even boyfriend and girlfriend for real. Y'all sneaky links. You feel me? Like, y'all sneaky links. It's like, oh, we out of school. Let's do this right before we leave to go back home. Woo woo woo. Then you get pregnant. So now you got to retake a course that you took last year, but you got to retake it this year. That's costing you more money. Now you're pregnant because, you know, mama's babies, papa's babies. So now you're pregnant. You got to take care of these kids. And you got to go back to school. And then you could barely fend for yourself. Now you got to fend for a child. All this stuff. And then you like 2-3 years down the line, you doing this by yourself because you didn't even end up with that guy. Let's say that guy don't even want to be a daddy. You feel me? And now your life's stressful because if you at school, if you're not at school, you at work, you're trying to be a single mom, you're trying to do it by yourself and everything like that. And you just crying like, God, oh my gosh, God, like, I'm suffering. Like, I'm such a good person. Why this keeps happening to me? It didn't happen to you. You did it to yourself. And I'm not saying that God not going to give you grace. I'm not saying that, you feel me, it makes you a bad person. I'm saying that it was a choice. You know what I'm saying? You chose to have sex. You feel me? You chose to keep the baby. I'm not glad you did. You feel me? But you chose to keep the baby. You chose to go to the club and not go to, you feel me, finish that sex. You chose to like deal with a sneaky link and, you know, not being a committed. You chose all these stuff, and then it snowballed effect into 3 years down the line. You're like, because of the choices that you've made. And now you complaining to God like, oh my God, like, God, I'm suffering. And it's just like, but it's your own suffering. It's things that you've put yourself into. That's not how I intended your life to be. Now, of course, I will make everything work out in your good because I'm God. You feel me? That's what he's saying. Like, I'm God. I'm going to make it work out in your good. But don't blame me. Don't blame me because I gave you parameters. I give you the blueprint, you feel me, of trying to have the best life that you can. I'm not saying that you're not going to have suffering, but take ownership. Like, it's a quote saying, before you place blame, take ownership. No, I was getting mad because I'm like, I'm saying the quote wrong. Before I place blame, always take ownership. That's what it says. Like, that's what he told us to do, right? So, yeah. So I just feel like a lot of the sufferings that we talk about, whether it's like going back to a man that's keep hurting you, a man that keep cheating on you. That boy told you he didn't want to be in a relationship. He told you he had commitment issues. Yet you feel like if you gonna stay with him for 10 years, automatically he's just gonna change. Girl, leave, live your best life. If it come back around because God, that's what God wanted to want and intended, bet. You feel me? You set somebody free, and if they come back, they're yours. If they don't come back, they was never yours to begin with. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I feel like whether it comes down to relationships, whether it comes down to jobs, I be hearing females like, y'all be throwing me sometimes, right? If you know a person work at a certain job and all her homegirls that are messy work at this same job, especially call centers, because I swear call centers are like high school. You know all of them work at this same job, right? And you don't like them. Every time you see them, you want to, you feel me? Why go get that job? Excuse me. Why go get that job? Why would you apply for that job? And you're like, well, why can't I sit here and like get a job? Like, I'm supposed to like mess up my check because no, you supposed to know your boundaries. You can't have that job because you don't have self-control. You know, every single time you see them, you're gonna be easing them. They're gonna be easing you. Y'all gonna end up getting a fight. You end up gonna getting fired. That's gonna probably affect the job that you're trying to get next because now you're gonna have that on your thing. You may end up getting locked up because some of y'all girls really be tussling, bustling, and y'all get arrested. Why would you put yourself in a situation to cause suffering. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even when I was talking to my friend the other day, when she was telling me about, you know, her stuff that she's going through at home or whatever. And as I was telling her, like, from, what's the word? Dang, I can't remember that word. I don't know. I can't remember that word. I haven't paused the video trying to figure it out. I don't know. But like from a standpoint, I'm sitting here like, if you see yourself irritated one day, right? You just see that you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Like everything is bothering you. Don't go to an environment that you know you're going to be it. Like if you don't get along with your mama, you don't get along with your daddy, you don't get along with your auntie, you don't get along with certain people, whatever the case may be, right? Don't put yourself in a position for you to be it when you're already it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already know on a good day they bother you. Why would you, especially when it's in your control, why would you go over there knowing you already in that type of mood and then get mad when the conversation strikes and then it blows up and you look wrong? Like, to me, it's just like you set yourself up for failure. You know what I'm saying? And then things can really escalate because what she was saying was like, it went from headphones to cops being called. It can really escalate like this. And things can be avoided by just, first of all, sometimes you just gotta eat that. You feel me? You gotta eat that. Or just allow yourself not to be in that environment. If you see yourself don't talk. Like, I just feel like a lot, and I'm saying from my own personal, like, I'm very easily agitated. I'm very easily aggravated. You feel me? Like, I just am. So, and if I'm really, really mad, I get quiet. Like, I learned this, right? When I'm super duper mad, I get quiet because I'm the type of person that I don't like to talk out of my butt. Like, if I said something, I meant it. If I said it, I meant it. And I'm gonna say what I mean. I mean what I say, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very strategic like that. So it's just like, I believe when you plant a seed, don't get mad when it grows. Because it may not grow today, but it may sprout in 6 months. It may sprout in a year. Especially if you keep saying it over and over again. Like every single time somebody bring up an argument and they say the same thing, you be like, no, like, let me know if that's really how you feel. You feel me? So I feel like when it comes down to certain things, like, I just gotta be quiet. If I'm really, really pissed off, you can't force me to apologize. You can't force me to like think or things. I have to like process it the way I see fit because I know where I used to be. I used to pop off like this. I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Like, everything gonna be true. I ain't gonna come at you with no lie. I ain't one of those type of that why you ugly. No, you can be the most pretty. I will not come for your looks. If I think you're real pretty, I'm not coming for your looks. No, I'm gonna come for your life. I'm gonna come for the things that you didn't think I noticed about you, that I noticed about you. That's how petty I used to be. Like, my mouth was lethal. You feel me? So I know that I used to be that type of person where I just be like, you know what, be quiet, because it's not worth it. Like, I realize it's not gonna solve nothing. It's gonna make it worse. Because guess what? I still want to be friends with this person, or I still love this person. I still gonna hang with this person. So if I say what I want to say, in this moment, it's a seed that's planted later. You feel me? It's a seed that's planted, and then later it's gonna grow, and we're gonna be back where we was before. You feel me? And then you ask me, that's what you really meant. I'm gonna be like, yeah, like I did. I meant that. And then you may not want to be my friend no more or whatever. All because I talked out of my behind. You feel me? Like, I just feel like I'm gonna talk to resolve the situation, not to make it worse. And people cause suffering in their own lives because they like to talk out of their behind and expect the consequences to just go away or to not be as big because how they see it. Like, how that other person will perceive it is not the same way you're gonna perceive it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, I said what I said, it should be over with now, da 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 da. Or you still tripping over that? Absolutely. If that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you over it don't mean the other person over it. So I feel like suffering, you got to take responsibility and accountability for the suffering that you cause in your life, whether it's you talking bad to you know your boss is in a mood, yet you gonna ask them what's it called again, a question that you know gonna piss them off, and then you get fired that day, and you're like, oh, well, I'm wrong. Like, why would you even put yourself in that situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I feel like certain things can be avoidable if we just use discernment, and we're not even just discernment, just common sense. And then because they have a ripple effect, because you got fired, Now you late on all your bills. Now your car getting repoed. Now you all this other stuff because of one action that could have been avoidable. And you're like, well, that's a lot. That's how things be happening. It take one thing for it to be a ripple effect and everything is just messed up. You feel me? So I just feel like if we had self-control, it would be a lot less suffering. If we learned how to communicate with each other, it would be a lot less suffering. Because there's a lot of suffering in this world because a lot of people are evil. A lot of people hurting people. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that's just corrupt mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you feel me? Like people doing witchcraft, people doing voodoo, people doing all type of stuff. Like it's a lot of stuff that we already like. I just feel like if we gonna go through the stuff, like I always tell people, like life is already gonna be life, and I'm not gonna sit here and make it harder for myself. Like I already got life doing that. I don't need to add to it. You feel me? And I just feel like suffering is essential for the simple fact is, and you gonna suffer to not do it again. Yeah. If you really been through like a really bad relationship, like a dude that used to like hit you and you got away from it, if you sane, I'm gonna say sane for the simple fact, because people that do go back to their abusers, I feel like mentally they're broken. Like they really need therapy, they really need love, and they really need like God and stuff like that. And that's only that agape love will really teach them their worth. You feel me? Not saying that they're a bad person, I'm not saying that they're stupid or anything like that, because everybody does what they do for a reason. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, if you really got away from it and you really suffered, you watch your children go through stuff and everything, and you go back to that person, to me, only God can help you. You know what I'm saying? Like I did everything I can physically and mentally from my own power to get you out that situation, and you ran back to that situation. There's something that I'm not seeing that you got. You feel me? And so when I say like, if you really been through life, like you really been through a certain relationship, you feel me, and you really suffered, the next time you get with a guy, right, and he even go like this to you, even as a joke, you're gonna be like, nope. Won't do this. Like, nah, I was just playing. I don't even play like that, sir. No, I'm good, bro. Like, I'm good. I don't even want to be with you. Yeah, so I don't want to be with you no more. And you like, bro, you too much. No, cause I done been with a nigga that abused me before. Excuse my language. I've been with a dude that abused me before, and I don't even like. Yeah, that right there is a trigger. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. No. You did it once. Nah. We ain't gonna play like that. Like to me, I just feel like even when a guy is like, I've been cheated on, right? I've been lied to. If you lied to me in the talking stage, I don't even want to date you. You don't even owe me no loyalty and you lying to me. I know if you owe me loyalty and we committed, you gonna lie to me. Like, I'm sorry, but once you lie to me in that doggone talking stage, if I ask you a simple question like, did you go out with a girl? It may hurt my feelings, because most of the time I already know the answer. When I ask a question, I already know the answer. You feel me? I ain't gonna ask no question I already know the answer to. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, did you go out on a date with this girl? And you be like, no. And I know you went out with her. I don't even want to date you no more. Cause what you lying to me for? Like you act like I'm gonna break up with you. We don't go together. You act like I'm gonna divorce you. We don't go together. You act like I'm gonna take our kids away from you. Like we don't got no kids. Like you act like I'm gonna beat you with a belt. Like I'm gonna put a gun in your face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't got no reason to lie, but you lying. I imagine when I give you a reason to lie. Oh yeah. I can't do it. Why? Because I've been through it. I know what it's been on an emotional roller coaster, constantly thinking like, is this person lying to me? Like, are they wearing a mask and everything like that? Because of the suffering that I have gone through. But when I got past that suffering, it made me not want to ever go back. So those red flags scream red. Like orange, fiery red, right? And it turned blue. It turned blue, like blue, yeah. Like that's the hottest fire. Like, girl, run. You about to get burnt. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah. But I just feel like I've suffered a lot in my lifetime, but like who I am today, I be like, I went through all that. And I still can put a smile on my face. Yeah, like I feel like that's encouragement for other people, because they like, dang, I'm going through it now. But if she can look like that later, like now, and everything that she's already been through, I know for a fact that it's only in time where I'm gonna be like that. You feel me? Like that encouragement, that just like, dang, when somebody is just that's why you gotta share testimonies. Y'all have to share your testimonies, because you're not meant to do this alone, and God allows you to suffer so you are able to relate to the other people that have suffered as well. That's how we gonna get through life. Especially this life. Do y'all live in the same world I live in? Because there is suffering all around us. And unfortunately, some of it is very unnecessary. Yes, absolutely. But we go through it for reasons. You feel me? And sometimes we don't always understand the reasons, but there is a reason. And for you not to share that, or to be a guide, or just a stepping stool for somebody else to get through it, I think that's just a disservice to that suffering, that lesson. Because the suffering is a lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's a disservice to them and yourself, because God had you go through it for a reason. Don't let it be in vain. You feel me? And then it's to help that other person, and you don't take the opportunity to help that person, relate to that person, give that person advice. You take that opportunity away from them to grow and to become a better person. You feel more, to get through it, overcome it. Don't be selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't saying you got to get on a platform, but listen to when people speak. Give people a way to, like, opening arms. Don't use what people have gone through and throw it back in their face. I hate when people do that. Oh my God, when somebody opens up to you in confidence, please, y'all, like, don't be throwing that back in people's face. I can't stand when people do that. But yeah, suffering brings us together, but you have to be very careful too. Don't just link up with friends that y'all only have that. Y'all were friends when y'all was both suffering, and y'all, that one friend that stopped suffering and has like really fixed their life, and you still trying to hold on to that friend that's still okay with suffering and, you know, putting themselves back in the same loop. I be feeling like it'd be messy situations, because you really want to let go of that friendship, but you feel like you owe that person that friendship. You don't owe that person nothing. Like, just like you took the time out to put that work into yourself and fix your life, sometimes God is like, you trying to be God. Like, you trying to be God. Y'all needed each other for a season, and I ain't telling you just drop them and whatever the case may be, but if God gives you peace, it's your job to steward it. You feel me? And you shouldn't have to feel obligated to keep dealing with a person that is okay with being in the same cycle over and over and over and over again. It's not really doing anything to get out of it, and makes you feel some type of way because you decided, you know, that you better than that. You feel me? That you were able to, like, get out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? So I be seeing that a lot of the time. We're like, but we were friends for this long, Yeah, but y'all dynamic was built on suffering and dysfunction and stuff like that. In order for it to thrive, you just need more of that. That's all you do is fuel it. And once that's not being fueled no more, you realize you ain't got really that much in common, and it becomes draining. And then you start to resent a person that you used to relate to. That is a very, very, very messy dynamic, to say the least. But that's a whole nother subject for itself. But I feel like this video is already too long. I really hope I made sense. I just feel like, stop looking at suffering from a different standpoint. I mean, like I said, I have stories for days on how I've suffered. I've been poor. I have lived in a shelter. I've lived in my car. I have I've gone through some stuff. You feel me? We'll get onto that on a whole other videos. But that makes me a person that people can come to and really talk to me about so much stuff, and I'd be like, girl, let me tell you what happened, and I'm gonna tell you how to get through it. You feel me? Like, we need people like that. So I'm glad that I can be that for some people, and some people are that for me. So yeah, but nonetheless, if you like videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you never miss a video. I really hope that this video wasn't too long, and that y'all stayed to the end. But yeah, everything happens for a reason, and yeah, but I love y'all. Y'all stay blessed, and what? Y'all flex. Deuces.